Good evening, one and all. I am Vinoda, lecturer in chemistry, MALD, GDC Gadwal. So today I am going to discussing about RS nomenclature and optical activity. RS nomenclature. R, R and S. R refers to the rectus. That means it is a clockwise or right side direction. S means sinister, so it refers to anti-clockwise or left side rotation. These are the Latin words. So for RS nomenclature was given by Con Ingold Prelog, so that it is called as the CIP. So for this nomenclature certain rules are there, those are called as the CIP rules. So each chiral center, so in RS nomenclature the each chiral center is designated as either R or S. So there are two steps to assigning R or S to an enantiomers. In the enantiomers, one of the isomer is R configuration and another isomer is having S configuration. So to identify R or S for the configuration, so we have to give the priorities for the groups or atoms which are bonded to the asymmetric carbon. So first the molecule is written in Fischer projection formula. The chiral center or asymmetric center is designated with star mark and give the priorities to the groups which are bonded to the asymmetric center. So the priorities will be given according to the CIP rules. So the priority group which is having the highest priority is denoted with or designated as or give the priority number 1, and the next priority group will be given the number 2, and the next priority group will be given the number 3. If the priorities, once the priorities are given to the asymmetric center, those priorities are connected, like 1 2 3. Those 1 2 3 priorities will give clockwise direction. Then the configuration is given as R. If the priority groups 1 2 3 are connected, they gives a anti-clockwise direction, then the configuration is S. So this is the rules for RS nomenclature. So the priorities, so how the priorities will be given to the groups or atoms which are attached or bonded to the carbon atom. Let us discussing about the priorities, how to given the priority. So the first rule is the assignment of the priority. So we look at the atom directly which are directly bonded to the chiral carbon. The atoms with higher atomic numbers will receive some higher priorities. For example, iodine will give a higher priority. The next, sulfur, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon, lithium, hydrogen, like this. So the atom which having the highest atomic number will give a higher priority. Then next, if the atoms are same, in the case of same atoms that being bonded to directly to the chiral carbon, we go to the next atom along the chain. For example, CH2Br and CHCl2. So in those cases, the carbon is bonded to two hydrogen atoms and bromine. So in the second example, carbon is bonded to two chlorine atoms and one hydrogen. So the first priority will given to bromine in CH2Br. Then in CHCl2 group, there are two chlorine atoms and one hydrogen. So the bromine having the higher atomic number than chlorine. So that's why CH2Br is having the higher priority than CHCl2 group. Then next, if the same atoms are bonded to the chiral center, then we have to consider the atomic weight also. So for example, in hydrogen atom, tritium, the isotopes are possible, tritium and deuterium. So the atomic number is same. So but the atomic weight of tritium is higher than that of the deuterium. So that's why tritium will get higher priority than the deuterium atom. The next rule is double bond and triple bonds are treated as if each bond were to a separate atom. Imagine that each pi bond is broken and that the atoms as at both ends were duplicated. So for example, C double bond O carbonyl group is present, that is considered as the carbon atom is at a time bonded to two oxygen atoms. The next second example is cyano, C triple bond N. So here triple bond is there. We have to consider that the carbon atom is 3 times bonded to nitrogen. Then the next R and S assignments. The molecule is drawn in 3 dimensions and arranged in such a way that the bond between the chiral carbon and the lowest priority group heads back into the paper. Draw an arrow from the group of the highest priority group to the second priority and to the third priority group. If the arrow is rotates the clockwise direction, then the chiral carbon is assigned as R. If the arrow mark is rotates anti-clockwise direction, the chiral carbon is assigned as S. For example, the carbon which is bonded to the 4 different groups, the priorities will given like shown in that paper. 1, 2, 3, 4. This priorities, connect these priorities 1, 2, 3. This rotates a clockwise direction. So the configuration is given as OR. If in the second enantiomer shown in the second, the priorities will be rotates 1, 2, 3, rotates a anti-clockwise direction. So the configuration is given as S. Next, for example, the naturally occurring amino acid, that is a alanine, and its enantiomer. So in the structure of alanine, the chiral carbon contains 4 different groups, that are amine group, carboxylic acid group, methyl group, and hydrogen. So out of these 4 different groups, the amine group will having the highest priority than the carbon atoms. Then next, carboxylic acid group is having the second priority than the methyl group. Then next, third priority group is a methyl group. So once these priorities can connected through 1, 2, 3 like this, they rotate a clockwise direction. So that configuration is given as OR. The second enantiomer is L-alanine. So in L-alanine, the 1, 2, 3 priority groups can rotate in anti-clockwise direction. So the configuration is given as S. So this is about R and S configurations. So next, let us discussing about optical activity. So enantiomers have same boiling points, melting points, and density. So almost all their physical properties are identical, and chemical properties are also identical, but one exception is their effect on plane of polarized light. So what is meant by plane of polarized light? So for example, let us take a sodium lamp. So that is a normal light, so which can pass all directions. So when that sodium light can passes through the monochromator filter, so it can filters the only one directional light. So the light which comes out from the monochromator will gives only one directional light. So that is a unidirectional light, that is called as the plane of polarized light. So that means it can directs the light only in one direction. So that is called as the plane polarized light. This plane polarized light, when passes through the sample cell, the sample can rotate the plane polarized light towards the right direction or left direction. So the sample cell which passes through the analyzing filter, so this filter can rotate the plane polarized light towards either right direction or left direction. which can be denoted by the detector. So if the sample can rotate some plane polarized light at right direction or clockwise direction, that is called as a dextro-rotatory compound. If it is the sample can rotate the plane polarized light towards the left direction or anti-clockwise direction, so that is called as the levorotatory compound and it is denoted as L. The enantiomeric compound rotates the plane of polarized light in equal but in opposite directions. The chiral compounds are called as optically active compounds. That means the optically active compounds which can rotate the plane of polarized light towards the clockwise direction are called as the dextro-rotatory compound and are designated with the letter small d, or it also indicated as plus. The next, the optically active compounds which can rotate the plane of polarized light towards the anti-clockwise direction or left side direction are called as the levorotatory compounds. Those are designated as the letter with small l, or it is also indicated as minus. There is no relation between them R and S. There is no relation between R and S and the direction of the rotation of plane polarized light. These small d and small l are this R refers to the optical rotations. This can be known only by doing the practically. But whereas R and S are the experimentally observed, these are the just names from the CIP rules. So R does not mean for D and plus. In the same way, S does not mean for small l or minus. This plus and minus are the experimentally observed from physical properties by doing the practically. But R and S are the just names from the CIP convention. Specific rotation. This is indicated with a letter alpha. Specific rotation of an compound is measured on an instrument is called as a polarimeter. So, the formula of the specific rotation, the concentration of the alpha equal to optical rotation which is observed divided by concentration into the length of the path length. So alpha observed is a observed rotation and C is a concentration which is taken in gram per milliliter, and L is a sample path length which is taken in decimeters. The rotation depends on the temperature and the wavelength of the light which is used. The standard conditions are at 25 degrees centigrade and using the D line of the sodium spectrum. So the next is a specific rotation formula. The next, chirality in biological systems. So the chirality is very important in biological systems. In biologically, enzymes are having active sites. Those are capable of chiral discrimination. So nature enzymes is still the best chemist for enantiomerically pure products. For example, the enzymes epinephrine, so it has two enantiomers R and S. So in the R enantiomer will having the enzyme active sites, but whereas in S enantiomer it does not having the enzyme active sites. So in R enantiomer the epinephrine is having enzyme active site, so it forms a enzyme substrate complex, but whereas in S epinephrine, so it does not having the enzyme active site, so that the it cannot fit into the substrate, so it does not form a enzyme substrate complex.